Welcome to the Long Run with Joel and Chrissy. I'm Joel, flying solo today, and what am I doing today? Well, I'm asking you to join me on my quest for a 3 hour and 30-minute marathon, which will hopefully qualify me for the Boston Marathon. What I'm going to do is each month I'm going to do an update video to let you know, where I'm at, how my training's going. I will be running the Town of Celebration Marathon on January the 30th, 2022. And I'm going to run it at an 8-minute per mile pace, which will put me in right at 3 hours and 30 minutes. And for my age group, I need to be at least 3 hours and 35 minutes or less to submit a qualifying time. That doesn't guarantee that I'll get in. So the faster my time, the better as far as that goes. So I just want to kind of show you just some of the things I use to train and some of the things that I'll use in the marathon itself. And then we're going to take a look at my training plan. I'm going to put that up on the screen for you. Let you take a look at it. But these are the shoes. I run in Skechers exclusively. Now, I'm not sponsored by Skechers unless they want to sponsor me. Skechers, if you're listening, I'd love to have you sponsor me, but I don't, they don't sponsor me yet. So, but I do run in Skechers exclusively. I buy all my shoes from the Skechers outlet, and I buy them relatively inexpensively. $120 shoes only cost me $60. Every time I buy, I get points, and I can usually get a pair of shoes for probably $30, $40 with the points that I've built up. Sometimes they run BOGO sales, buy one, get one, and I'll buy some shoes, buy Chrissy some shoes. Sometimes I'll buy 2 pairs of shoes. So right now, these are the ones that I'm training in. These are my Go Run Yellows, and these are my Go Run Blacks. These are probably the ones I'll run the marathon in because they are the newer pair. But I'm training in these as I go along so that I'm not breaking in a new pair of shoes on race day. That's the #1 rule for race training is nothing new on race day. Doesn't matter what it is, nothing new. Nothing that you haven't trained with. You're not going to use that on race day. You shouldn't use that on race day because you don't know how it's going to affect you on race day. And so these are the shoes that I wear. I have bought some of these Skechers socks. I'm not really sold on those yet. I'm trying to, but you do need a good pair of socks to go with your shoes for comfort, for your comfort level. So I've ran with these on long runs for a couple of weeks now. I'm not really sold on those yet, but I also have these Latera socks that I bought off of Amazon. Again, not sponsored, I've liked these a lot better. I've ran in these for a long time, and I do like these pretty good. They give you a good cushion to your foot and helps you on those long runs to make it through those final miles. This is probably the actual shirt I will wear on race day. This is one of my favorite racing singlets, and so I'll probably wear that on race day. I'll wear that for a lot of my runs, training runs as well. I don't know what the brand name is on these shorts. And by the way, this was just a shirt that I picked up at one of the races I did when we lived in Houston, but I really like this shirt, and it helps me out a lot. So I don't know the brand name on these shorts anymore. There's a little logo right there. If you know what that is, maybe you can tell. Ooh, almost fell over. That can go on the blooper reel. If you know what that logo is, maybe you can tell me what they are. I don't know what they are anymore. I think I bought these at Academy. I do have 3 pair of these that I've used. I've used those for years. This pair is probably, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 years old. So these are moisture wicking. They have an inner lining, and they work pretty well for runs. And they kind of prevent chafing, and you don't have to worry about that. So they're really good. I use this water bottle for my training runs just to get some hydration on the longer runs. Anything over 13 miles, I usually take the bottle with me and then take some hydration in along the way. And then for on my really, really long runs and for race day, I use these Crank Sports e-gels. Again, not sponsored, but these are really good. They taste pretty good. These e-gels, this is Cherry Bomb. This is the ones I use. And they have 37 grams of carbs and then 125 calories per pack. So if you're looking to replenish 100 calories every time you do one of those, you want to take one of these, and that should get you through 26 miles. I've used these in a couple of marathons that I've done, and I've run some of my best times with those. So I'm really happy about those. Drop me a comment below and let me know what you use for fueling for your long runs, and because I want to know that if there's some things that are out there that I could try, that I'd love to do that. All right, so now we're going to go and take a look at my training plan. Okay, so here we are, and I want to show you my my training calendar. I've got this set up on my computer. It's on my Google Calendar, so it goes to my computer, my phone, and my watch. So I have access to it all the time. But like I said, it's going to start on September the 27th. And what you're going to see is you're going to see some easy runs. Those will be on Monday and Wednesdays. You're going to see some hills. You're going to see some intervals. The hill runs I'll probably run on the treadmill at our fitness center here in our subdivision because, you know, I live in Florida. There's not very many hills. I will be doing those on the treadmill, so I'll let you know how those turn out. I'm going to do tempo runs, which is about a tempo run for me is going to be at just about 10K pace, which for me is somewhere around 7 minutes 15 seconds per mile to 7 minutes 30 seconds per mile. So those will kind of be what that time frame is for my tempo runs. You can see one there on Thursday, September 30th. So I'll have that. Saturdays are going to be for running my marathon pace runs. So if you see it says 5 mile pace, that means I'm running that at 8 minutes per mile, which is what I want to run my marathon at. There's a couple of things I want to point out. You can see how these are, you can see how October really fills up. So you've got some hill runs here on Tuesday, the tempo run there on Thursday. I've got some repeats, some 800-meter repeats that I'm going to do, interval repeats I call them, that I'm going to do, and I'll run those about 7 minutes and 30 seconds per mile, maybe 7 minutes per mile for those 800 repeats. I'll do 4 that day, and those build up as you go along, but that's to build speed. So you can see those on there. And then I will take Fridays to rest. You can see that every Friday is a rest day, and I do believe in resting the body. This is probably the most ambitious training plan I've ever tried to accomplish. Most of my marathons up until now, I've done all running and some cross training with 2 rest days on Mondays and Fridays. And so now I'm working in some hill training, some intervals, some tempo runs, and those pace runs on Saturday. And then my long runs start with a 10 mile on Sunday, October the 3rd, and goes all the way up to 20 miles 3 times. I'm going to do 3 20-mile runs. One of them will be on December 12th. One will be on December 26th, which is going to be my final time trial. I'm going to do a 20-mile time trial on December the 26th. And then the last one will be on January the 9th. A couple of other things I want to point out here to you in my calendar in November at least is the turkey trot on Thanksgiving Day. I usually run that with some of my team members, and we all get together and go to Oviedo and run the turkey trot on Thanksgiving morning. Second year we've done that. And then on December the 4th, I'm going to do the OUC half, which is a half marathon here in Orlando. And I'm going to run that at marathon pace just to kind of see, as a time trial, just kind of see where I'm at. And then in January the 8th, the day before my last 20-mile run, I am going to do the Disney half. Now, this will be my first Disney run. Next year, I am planning in 2023. I am planning to do the Dopey Challenge, which is the 5K, 10K, half, and full marathon on consecutive days: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I just wanted to get one of those races under my belt, just to kind of know the course, know the kind of the layout before that happens. So I will be doing the Disney half marathon on January the 8th. And you can see my mileage builds up to those 3 20-mile runs. And then what I do is I I do a long run, and then a step back run. So you can see a 19, a 20, and then a 12, which kind of gives me kind of a rest day, but also keeps me running on those days. So I'm not running really, really long runs on every Sunday in my training plan. And so that leads me up to the week of January the 23rd will be my taper week. I have an 8-mile run on Sunday, a 3-mile, a 4x400 interval training on Tuesday. Wednesday's a 3-mile run, and then I'll do 2 days of rest, Thursday and Friday, and probably a little shakeout run on Saturday. Just a little easy run. I'll run probably as slow as I can go, just to kind of shake my legs out, kind of get them just the cobwebs off from those 2 rest days on Thursday and Friday. And then on January 30th, it is go time for the Celebration Marathon and my chance to qualify for Boston. So the good thing about Celebration Marathon is that it's right down the road from us, probably about 20-25 miles. So we can sleep in our own bed the night before, and then get up and do that on a good, fast, and flat course. So I'm excited about that. All right, so there you have it. That's all the things that I use in my training. You've seen my training plan, pretty much everything I'm going to do leading up to the race, and hopefully it's going to be good enough to get me 3 hours and 30 minutes on my marathon on January the 30th in the Town of Celebration Marathon. Really looking forward to that. So drop me a comment below. Let me know how you're training, how things are going for you, and what races you've got coming up, and how you're training for those. If you got some tips for me you'd like to give, I'd love to hear those as well. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell for updates when we upload new videos on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes on the weekend. You'll see these videos once a month on a Friday each month leading up to the marathon, and then probably one after, kind of giving you a recap. But give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notifications bell. So with that said, I think that's going to do it today for the Long Run with Joel and Chrissy. I'm Joel, flying solo, and don't forget it's a long run. Give yourself a little grace.